Hi, this is Zenobia Corley of Luxury Z Boutique. Please join me on Thursdays at 8 p.m. for live selling on Facebook.com/Luxury Z Boutique LLC. We have designer inspired bags, designer inspired jewelry, and designer inspired shoes, and much more. Please join me on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Facebook Live. Be there.
Thank you for joining Loretta Coleman Live. We're glad that you tune in tonight. If you would like to be a guest on my show, you may email me at Loretta Coleman 33 at gmail.com. That's Loretta Coleman 33 at gmail.com. And we will be glad to have you as a guest on our show. We laugh, we encourage, we sometimes cry together, but overall, we have a great time every Monday and Tuesday at 6:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join us every Monday and Tuesday for Loretta Coleman Live. You will be glad that you tuned in. Come on. Get your coffee, get your popcorn, and let's go listen to a great conversation. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. We thank you for joining us. We're glad to be back here again on tonight. We were not here on last night, should I say. We were not here on last night because we wasn't feeling well. But we are here tonight, and boy, we got a power pack conversation that we're going to have tonight. And I want to say good evening to all of you that are tuned in, Miss Zenobia, Miss Virginia Harris, my friend and colleague, Miss Annie Poster. We thank you so very much. We're going to talk about tonight something that we have been talking about, and we have been talking about, now some people won't understand, but those of you who are trying to do something in life, those of you who are trying to promote your business, those of you who are trying to go higher, those of you who are trying to better yourself, this program will be beneficial to you. My topic tonight is not everyone will understand your journey. Everybody's not going to understand what you do. Everybody's not going to understand why you do what you do, and they are not going to always understand the decisions that you make. That's life. But don't let it stop you. How many of us, I know I have, I was telling somebody today, um, I am behind time because I used to concern myself so much about what people thought and people's opinion and what to think about this and do you think this will work, and didn't know that the people that were answering me was telling me if I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do this if I were you, because they were jealous and they end up doing it themselves. That's why you can't tell everybody your plan. You can't tell everybody your plan and what you're wanting to do, because you have some people, they don't spend time searching themselves and see what can I do next. They feed off of what other people tell them. But I'm here to tell you tonight, if you got a vision, you can do it. You can do it. Hey, my cousin Joyce, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Hey, Wade, thank you for joining us. Now, Miss Green, thank you for joining us tonight. Let this help you. If you got any kind of vision, if you got any kind of dream, if there's anything that you've been wanting to do and it seems like you just can't get it up off the ground, it appears like you get so high you can't go no farther. It's a couple of things you got to do. Now, sometimes you have to change the company you keep. And see, that was one of my biggest things, because even though you like somebody, and even though you may call that person your friend, you got to be careful when you ask a person. You got to really listen when you ask them for advice. You got to listen to see, are they telling me from a standpoint of that they care? Are they telling me because they don't want me to get ahead? Are they telling me what they're telling me because they want me to stay stuck? And that's where I was. We say a little bird told me, a little voice told me, a little bird told me, a little voice told me. Well, that little voice is God. Hey, Evangelist Hazel. But what we do, this is what we do. Hey, Dolene, thank you for joining us, and congratulations to your daughter. Okay. A little bird told me, God whispers things to us and he'll tell us things to do. And you know what we do? We get on the phone. We call our friends. I'm thinking about opening a daycare center. Girl, I wouldn't open up no daycare center in days and times like this. I wouldn't do that if I were you. And immediately that dream that you had, you dropped it just because of someone's opinion, not not knowing that if God gave you the vision, he would give you the provision. I'm a living witness. Um, if he give you the vision, he will give you the provision. If he give you the vision, he's going to give you the provision. You're welcome, Dolene, but you got to believe that. Hello, Miss Harper, how you doing? You got to believe that. You can't go by what everybody else says. You can't go by. It's hard for everybody. But I'm going to give you a scenario the next time you get discouraged because you're trying to do something and it seems like it's not working, and it seems like you may not have this to fund that, this to fund that. Think about our mothers and fathers, those of us who may be 60 and above, maybe 50 and above. Think about the things that they accomplished in their days, and they didn't have the resources that we had. They didn't make nearly as much money as we made, but they got things done. And you know why they got things done? Because they had determination. They had determination, and they had faith in God, not faith in people, faith in God. And see, sometimes we have more faith in people than we have in God. We have more faith in people sometimes than we have in God. And we may say, well, no, Loretta, I don't. Yeah, check some things. Check some things that you know that you were supposed to do. But because your friend told you, I wouldn't do that if I were you, you let it go. And then you let somebody else's vision blew up in front of your face. That's a hurtful feeling right there. And you say to yourself what you say. You say, God, I was supposed to do that, and you didn't do it because you listened to the wrong people. Mr. Willie Rogers, good evening. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Good evening, Miss Brack. I think that's what that is. Yes, Miss Casey, I'm telling you, it is true, and we got to learn to think. Good evening, Helen. Thank you for joining. We got to learn to think, and we got to learn to pay attention. What I do now, you got to surround yourself with positive people. You can't have negative people in your life. You'll never do nothing. You'll always be stuck in the mud. You can't have people that don't that can't see no farther than what they see. You got to have people in your life that can see things as they can be. And we got to be that way ourselves. We can't get discouraged. Let me tell you, running Loretta Coleman Ministries, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Since 1997, I've been running Loretta Coleman Ministries nonprofit. And I've had ups and I've had downs. I've had people with me, and I've had people to turn against me. I've known direction and I've missed direction. But then sometimes you have to pull yourself back and you have to ask yourself, where am I going wrong? What am I doing wrong? And 9 times out of 10, what it is we're listening to the wrong people. We're listening to the wrong voice. We're listening to the wrong voice that we should not be listening to. We went out today. Good evening, Brenda. How you doing? And we were able to bless a family with a bag of groceries and a bag of toiletries. And when this person was recommended to me last week, and I'm sharing this to encourage those of you. These are little things, but they are big things in my eyesight. And they were recommending me because the husband had a stroke, so it's just the wife, and she was a homemaker and she don't work. So they asked me, will you do something? Can you do something to encourage them? And I said, sure, absolutely, I'd be glad to. I promise you I didn't have 0 cents in Loretta Coleman Ministries account. I promise you I didn't. But I told them that I would do it. Now, somebody may say, well, how? Listen to this now. Look how God works. Somebody may say, well, how can you tell them you would do it and you didn't have no money in your ministry account? Because see, God knows that's what I want to do. Number one is bless senior citizens and children. Senior citizens, children, battered women, and people that has substance abuse problems. That's what I like to do. But I knew somehow, some way that I would have what I needed to give to that family today. And you know, I cash out went on, and it was just enough to do what I needed to do to bless this family. So I said, to God be the glory. Well, when you do things, let me tell you something, you got to be careful when you say that God told me to do this, because it's a little test like that you'll have to go through. It's little things like that you have to go through. And you can't depend on your friends. You can't depend on your family. You can't depend on your co-workers. You got to depend on God to give you the resources that you need. Now, no, God is not going to come down from heaven and put money in our hand, but he will give you favor with people here that can get done what need to be done. Do you hear what I'm saying? He will give you favor with a stranger. He'll cause a stranger to come across your works, and then he'll bless you like that. But see, here's the kick. God knows our heart. He knows our motives. He know what to do. And see, some of us, we're not getting up on the ground because we got the wrong motive. We want to do it for self-motivation. And there's a difference in doing it God's way than doing it your way. Oh, yes, Lord. Amen. Amen. One. It's a difference. You got to really listen and pay attention to God. So sometimes, Miss Lola Strange, you're going to have to go this journey by yourself, because everybody's not going to understand your journey, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt, and you're going to have to cry sometime, because you're going to say, well, I thought they would have been with me. I thought they would have rolled out with me. You got to get over that. I had to, because I said, Lord, all this money I done spent helping these people, and I can't get them to help me. Wrong mentality. That was the wrong mentality that I had. I had to change that mentality, and I had to say, okay, God, you gave me this vision, so you will make provision. Don't expect people to want to go on your journey of success with you. They want to do what you do. They want to reap the benefits you reap, but they don't want you to be successful in what you do. That's why it's very important not to tell everybody what you are doing, because you can tell the closest person to you what you are doing, and before you can do it, they've already done it. That has happened to me plenty of times, more than one time. You know, I'm thinking about doing this, or I'm thinking about doing that, and then that you look up and you said, I shared this with this person. I told this person I was going to do this. How could they go do it? That's why sometimes, Brenda, we have to keep it to ourselves until we get it signed, sealed, and delivered, like Stevie Wonder said. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Because you will have people, they will listen to you, and they will listen to your plans. They will listen to what you want to do. And the next thing you know, they'll say, well, you know what? Okay, say for instance, you talk to somebody about, I'm going to use something real simple, about putting together a prom for senior citizens that never had an opportunity to enjoy a prom like we did. And you talk to one of your friends about that, I'm going to do that. Now, I'm not going to do that because that's a little bit too hard work for me. But I'm saying, you talk to somebody and you tell somebody, this is what I'm going to do. And the next thing you know, you see a flyer, a card, or something on their Facebook page that they're getting ready to do something for, like a senior prom or senior gathering where the seniors can wear their gowns and come out. These are things that they didn't have. You're going to feel some kind of way. And then you're going to ask them, well, how did you take my idea? Okay, Virginia, thank you for tuning in all the way in Virginia. You're going to say, why did you take my idea? And they're going to say, I didn't take your idea. God told me. No, God didn't tell you that. You took that person's idea. That's right. You got to keep your mouth closed until you get it all together, because it happens too many times. Hey, Brenda, how you doing, darling? It happens too many times. People will take your idea. And what are you going to say when they say, well, God told me to do this? Well, I find it strange for God to tell you to do something that your friend that you hang with or something you share with your family member. He's not the author of confusion. He's not going to cause problems like that. He's not going to do that. But on this journey, brothers and sisters, I want you to know it's not going to be easy, especially when you're trying to do something good. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to have to go. If you have to go by yourself, like that song say, you're going to have to go. God will give you people that will support your cause. God will give you people that you don't even know. All you got to do is you have to make some sacrifices to get your name out there. And so people know who you are, and start posting what you do on your social media page, and just start posting little things. It don't have to be nothing. You could take a little boy to get a haircut. You could take a little girl to get a haircut. You could take a senior to get their hair done. Any little thing. Then people will start watching what you do for others, and you'll have people to start sowing seed into what you do. That's the only way I make it. It don't come from friends. It comes from strangers. Now, I got friends that if they had it, I got it. If they had it, I got it. It's just as simple as that. And I got friends that if I had it, they got it. That's just how we roll. But don't step out in no project depending on nobody but God. That's who you got to depend on. God will send you the right people to help you accomplish that you're trying to get done. I'm a living witness. So keep your stuff to yourself until you're ready, until you have it down pat. Keep it to yourself. Much prayer, and then start putting little nuggets out there. If is there anybody out there that want to sponsor a child to get their hair done, a little girl? I'm talking about if that's stuff you want to do, like outreach stuff like that, and then if you do something like that, when you do it, people say, why do you put stuff on social media that you do? That's what they ask me. They say, why do you always put stuff on social media, what you do? Why you always got to post it? Why you just can't do it from your heart? I said, it is from my heart. But when you're dealing with donations from other people, you got to put up this so these people can see that you did what you said you were going to do with that donation. That's very important, ladies and gentlemen. That's very important. Don't tell nobody that you are taking up money for one thing and you don't show nothing what you did to it. You got to build yourself and establish yourself, because you will have people. Joseph brothers. Oh, that's a good one. Joseph brothers was jealous of him because he could interpret dreams and he wanted to kill him. And that's a good one. You're right. But just put the little things. It don't have to be anything big. You can be um the what you call them thing, the cough job person that takes the bags of cough chop to the senior citizens center. Of course, you have to get the non-sweet ones. That's a ministry in itself. It don't have to be anything big, but just don't tell other people what you do, because you'll get there the same day and they'll be there giving out saying the Lord told me to come and bless y'all. And then you'll be hot. You'll be hot. Brenda said, God will also remove people out of your life that don't belong in your life. And you know what, Brenda? I told somebody today, I said, there are so many people God moved out of my life. And I cried like a baby. I was so hurt when these people left out of my life. It was, how we cry. That kind of cry. And why? What did I do? What did I do? Now I realized that God did what he had to do, because that journey that he was getting ready to take me on, they would have been a hindrance to that journey that he was getting ready to take me on. I'm saying all this to try to help you tonight, to let you know that everybody can't walk that journey with you. Some people will detour you, will cause you to go on a detour. Some people will cause you to go on a detour because it's always, if I wasn't you, I would do this. If I wasn't you, I would do that. It's never nothing positive. So sometimes you got to let those people go. You got to let them go. Still be nice to them. You still can be nice to them. You still can talk to them. You still can have lunch with them. Just don't tell them none of your business. It's plenty of people ask me, what you got next, Loretta? I said, oh, I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting on the Lord. I didn't lie to them, but some things you just can't tell. You can't reveal, but it was for the good. It was for the good for them to go away, Wanda. It was for the good. And a lot of times we can't understand. You say, God, I've been friends with this person for 20 years. I've been friends with this person for 30 years. And we rode together. We hung together. We did this and we did that. And it just seems like y'all don't get along anymore. And you can't understand why. Because, see, God knows the road he's going to take you on. And he also knows the road that they don't want you to go on. So it's going to be like a tug of war with you. It's going to be, God is calling you to do this, but then your friend tell you, you don't need to do that. So it's a tug of war, because everybody is not as strong as everybody else. And some people really do value what their friends say. And they give up a lot of things in life because their friends say, if I were you, I wouldn't do it. Now, we're not talking about serious advice like, should I go buy shoes today or nothing like that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about things that you want to do, visions that God have given you to do things. That's what we'll think about. Some people will stop you in your track. You'll never do nothing if you listen to people. Why? I just don't see how you're going to do that. Suppose Michael Jordan would have quit. The man told him he'll never be able to play basketball. He'll never be a superstar. And now he owns basketball's team. He's a billionaire, got over $350 billion. Suppose he would have listened to that coach. Just suppose he would have listened to that coach. Prime example, Steve Harvey failed. Everything he did failed. I was listening to him the other day. And he's one of my really, really good motivational persons when I'm get down. But I was listening to him on the radio the other day, and he was talking about 25, 26, 27. He didn't start going until he was like 28. It's him sleeping in cars, him waking up in the morning, going into McDonald's to wash his face and stuff, and just couldn't make ends meet. And then this white couple from Cleveland, they had a travel agent account. So they let him use that. You don't find people like that these days. They didn't even, they just knew him from the community. Them people let him, they believed in him so much that they let him use their travel account. And he was telling like he ran it up to $11,000 in 1 month. And but now he's able to give back to them. We don't find people that do that anymore. We do it for certain people. We do it for people that well, let's just say we do things for people who can do things for us. I don't do that. You got a lot of people that do things for people that hold certain positions and certain titles because they are in position to help them if they need. But if you really want your blessings to come and your visions to be fulfilled, help that person who have nothing they can offer you. Help that person that have absolutely nothing to offer you. That's when your blessings come. Oh, I'm talking myself happy. I'm encouraging myself because that's what you have to do. You can't depend on man because see, if you do, you're going to be depressed. You're going to be confused. Your mind is going to be so confused that you're not going to really be able to go because you're thinking about why all this I did for them and they won't do anything for me. You got to get all that out in your mind. And you got to depend on him to send the right person at the right time to help you with what you're doing. I'm telling you to help you. If you got things written down, many of you got things written down. Many of you got things just burning vision. You got things in your life that you were supposed to have done, but you're scared. You're scared to step out on faith. You got to do it. Thank God I can be a help. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. They will let you down every time. Every time. I depend on God only. And you know what, Wanda? The average person would say, that sounds super religious, because I would have said that years ago. I'm going to tell you, I'm just being honest. I'm being transparent. Years ago, I would say, oh, that's just a religious slogan there. But I can honestly say that I depend on God. I go to God. I say, okay, God, like I did last week for that family that I had to serve today. This is what I need, God. And I was able to get it because I depend on him. Because see, if you if you depend on people, you're gonna be depressed and discouraged, and you ain't gonna do nothing. Because see, when you go out there and you start asking about, okay, I want to be able to get a child hair braided every month, and to get the hair braided is like $150 to $200, which y'all do get braid hair is really expensive. They don't care nothing about that. You got to go to God and say, God, bless me with favor. Give me favor with people so I will be able to do these things that I want to do, to be able to help somebody else. It's not what you do for yourself, but what do you do for others? Who do you sacrifice for other than yourself? Who do you sacrifice for other than your family? Who do you sacrifice for other than that? It's bigger than your family. It's bigger than your children. It's bigger than your home. It's much bigger. When you give and see everybody, when you start talking about giving, oh, everybody automatically think about money, but there's plenty of things you can give. It's you can give your time. You can give resources to somebody. I know this company that might will sponsor you. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you a secret here today. Most of us in here got doctors. Most of us have to pay our car insurance. We got beauty, what they call beauticians, or we got barbershops that we use. Now you can't go to them every month. Don't go to them every month because you'll drain them dry. But I tend to go to people who I do business with. And when I've stopped dealing with a lot of people because they never gave back to me. And and I got to be careful how I say things, because then somebody will go by and say, well, Loretta was talking about you. But I ain't called no name, but I'm spending in the course of a year about $1,000 or $1,500 with you during the course of a year in your business, and you can donate uh, 2 bottles of dish detergent. Is something wrong with that? So I'm not asking for the dish detergent for me, but I'm supporting your business, and then I'm telling people about your business, but you don't want to give back. And I say to every business, if you give more, you'll have more business. If you give more, you might can't give but one thing a month. But when you give and you say, God, I'm giving this to the glory of you, God will cause new clients and stuff to come your way. But why should he bless your business when you don't give back to nobody? Why should he bless your vision when it's about me, my family, and that's it? Just answer that question. Why should he answer your prayers and give you what you want and you think of nobody else but yourself? God told us not to trust mankind, but we had to find out the hard way. We did. We found out the hard way. We found out the hard way. And it is hard and it's just disgusting sometimes. But I just, somebody said today, and God, I don't went so many places today. Um, no, somebody told me that they was praying something that they wanted God to do. And I said, he gonna do it. I said, he gonna do it. He's heard you. I said, but the thing is, when he give you what you want, don't forget other people. When he give you what you want, don't forget other people. I've had people say, I just like I got mine, you can get yours. That's the wrong mentality to have. Because I had this let me see now, I gotta be careful how I say it. I had this well, anyway, I ain't gonna say what position they in because somebody might figure it out. Well, they said, just like I got mine, I get up and go to work every day, and I made mine, and I work hard, and I got this. Well, who gave you life to get up and go to work? Who gave you the breath to get up and go to work? So you said just like I got mine, you can get yours, and you ain't think about helping nobody. And then they said, this is what they said to me, but see, you gotta know when you say stuff to me like this, I'm gonna come back. He said, God said he helped those who help themselves. God didn't say that. That's a man-made slogan. That ain't nowhere in the Bible. That's a cop-out. That's something people use when they really don't want to help you. It is nowhere in the Bible that says God helped those who help themselves. Because there were plenty of times I couldn't help myself. And then somebody said, well, God said if you make one step, he'll make two. That ain't in the Bible. That's a man-made slogan. That's not in the Bible. That's not in the Bible. But we do stuff like that when we don't want to help people. Amen. Jacqueline said, I learned a long time ago when I give, whether it be money or my time, it's not for me not to be expecting nothing in return. Otherwise, it was given to gain. Amen. Don't give expecting a return on it. But the truth of the matter, when you give, he did say that he will give you a return on it. Now, you may give money, but he may protect you from an accident. You may give money, but he may give you a promotion. You may give money, but he may keep your child safe. So it's not going it's not going to all the time be what you give, but he got to honor his word when he said give and it shall be given back to you. So are we expecting when we give? Not every time, but you give, the more you give, the more you receive. The more you give, the more you receive. Now, Evangelist Hazel, good point. If you got to give to me, not to me, but to my ministry, and talk about it, please keep it. Please keep it. Please keep it, because it's not going to be a blessing to you. If you got to give not just to Loretta Coleman Ministry, but to John Doe Ministry, peanut butter ministry, and then you got to brag about what you gave, keep it, because God is not getting the glory for that. You got to do some things to his glory, and you can do some things where nobody could know anything about it. The lady that when I told you that when the lady called me last week, now could I bless that family today, and I told you I didn't have anything. Well, then here's a lady that she said, "Do you have Apple Pay?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't know how to work it. I don't know how to work it." And she said, "Well, it's very easy, you know." And then I had to learn how to work it. Then what she did, she didn't even know about the project. She said, "I just want to be a blessing to you." So she sent me what I needed to do for that family today. This is how God works, people. When you do stuff and you do it for the right motive and you have the right attitude, people will look at you and wonder how, especially when they done scandalize your name and then try to put roadblocks in your way and everything else. And they'll be looking at you and you'll be steady going, you'll be steady doing, and they're saying, how with what I said about her, how with what I said about him. It's because when you do things with the right motive, hallelujah, when you do things with the right motive and you have the right spirit and you have the right attitude, God will bless your work. I'm a living witness. You hear me? I'm a living witness of that. But you got to have the right attitude. You can't ask for help and then somebody see you in a bingo hall. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that's just my take on that. You can't ask somebody to help you. Well, I can't use that one because the person you with may be buying you dinner. But I'm just saying, when you there's certain things you can't do when you are are in the public spotlight like that, because unfortunately you got some people with some narrow minds, and immediately they'll say, because they this girl that used to be on my line. She used to be on my live every Monday and Tuesday. Well, we also used to be on another live where ladies sold pocketbooks and stuff like that together. The next thing I knew, she told people I'd be on there buying that pocketbook. Oh God, buying them pocketbooks. Uh um with ministry money. Now that's a serious indictment that she did with ministry money. And so I got on my show and I did a whole live. I said there's a big difference between Loretta Coleman pocketbook and Loretta Coleman Ministries. And I've had Loretta Coleman Ministries since 1997 and still got an A plus in the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, because I'm very careful about what I do, because I know us, especially us, us. And I wanted to ask her so bad, but I let it go. I let it go. I didn't bother. But I'm talking about people that they get ministry and personal stuff mixed up. And I'm gonna say this, just like with some of the pastors. I'm gonna use I gotta be careful with that because let me see. Well, let's take Joy Ostein. I love Joy Ostein. They was talking about his house and they were talking about what his job. Joy Ostein don't take a salary from his church. He don't take a salary from his church. He said God has blessed his books to sell and his crusade. That's his money. That ain't the church money. So if he go buy 10 Bentleys, that's his money that God gave him the ability to earn. So I just don't understand stuff like that. We talk about stuff and we don't even know. When you see Joy Ostein Ministries, that's not Lakewood. When you see TD Jakes Ministries, that's not the Potter's House. When you see Clifford Dollar Ministry, that's not World Changes. That's God gave them the ability to earn money writing books. I wish I could write some. I wish I could write. I got four, but they didn't make money like they made. You know how we buy their books? Joyce Meyers Ministry. That's Joyce Meyers Ministry. That's not the church money. We got it wrong. And we be talking about stuff that we don't know. We be talking about stuff that we don't have a clue. And y'all better keep your mind off of these people. You ain't say nothing about Beyonce and them. This I know this girl paid $3,000 for a ticket. $3,000 could do a lot for the Loretta Coleman ministry to feed seniors and to help seniors and children. $3,000, you paid a $3,000 ticket, and I asked you for a $10 donation, and you wouldn't give it to me. Yeah, I felt some kind of way. I felt some kind of way. I'm gonna tell you right now, I felt some kind of way. You told me you paid $3,000 for a ticket to see Beyonce, but you would not do a $10. I felt some kind of way. I really did. Yeah, Miss Virginia, I felt some kind of way. But we do what we want to do. We do what we want to do. But see, you call her and you tell her that there's a senior citizen over here that need money. She don't send you no money. But you call Loretta Coleman and say there's a senior citizen that don't have money to get their medicine. I'm gonna try and get it for them. I'm gonna try and get it for them. But we want to be able to say, oh, I know I got some people mad at me now, but we want to be able to say, oh, I went to the Beyonce concert and I was on the front row. Yeah, you would pay them $3,000 to be on the front row too. Same way with Taylor Smith. That's right. And we just, it's just, I just don't know. Valvita, good evening, baby. And thank you again. I don't know the concept of people. Miss Martin, how you doing? I just don't know how we think. I just don't know how we think. Now, let me clear that up. It is yours to do what you want to. If you want to pay $3,000 to go see Beyonce, God bless you. That's your money. That's your credit card and stuff like that. It's your money to do it. But I just can't understand how you can. She's already a billionaire. Her and her husband both. God, dog. We made the rich rich. And then we made the poor poor. We don't want to. I just don't get it. Maybe somebody in the comment box can help me, but I just don't get that. I really don't get it. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. But we don't say nothing about her. We don't say nothing about those people like that. But we want to say stuff about the preachers. We don't want the preachers to have nice cars. We don't want them to have nice homes. If they got nice cars and nice homes, then we want to say they're stealing the money. Y'all don't know that. You got preachers that preach at their church on Sundays and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They somewhere running revival. That's not the church money. That's not the church money. That's that pastor money who's running that revival. Oh, yeah, it's tight, but it's right. It's tight, but it's right. Man, I'm telling you, but like I said, everybody's not going to understand the journey. Somebody's going to always have something critical to say, but just trust me in this right here. If you don't hear nothing else I say, when God blesses you, don't forget other people. Don't forget other people. Some people, I don't get it either, Loretta. No, Miss Virginia. Y'all hold on 1 second, okay? 1 minute, just 1 minute. You know, it's just I'm back now. Thank you so very much. But I just, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, Miss Pugh. Everything was good Saturday. But we got to learn. We got to learn how to think about more people than ourselves. If you want what you're doing to be blessed, if you want your vision, your dream, start sowing some seeds into people that can't help you. People that can't help you. And when I say they can't help you, I'm not talking about the deltas and the I better be careful with that before I get my video took down. But I'm just using it for an example. The AKAs or the Capples and all that. Them people have ability to help you. But what about that person who don't have the ability to send you $100 donation and $500 donation, $1,000 donation? Do you ever sacrifice for people like that? One of the things, it was a group of us talking about this Sunday, I think it was. I know a lot of rich people that died during COVID that was really tight on their money. And when I say tight, they wouldn't give you a brown penny. Somebody else spending that money. They ain't spending it now. Somebody else spending. We hold it and we hold it. They say it's mine. I'ma hold it. Hold it for what? For somebody, cause these children these days, they soon as the insurance check get there, they gonna spend it. And I know it sounds bad, but you saving for them, you saving house for them. They're gonna sell the house, most of them will, and get the little money and the insurance money. And then you all your life you save for them because you want to leave an inheritance for them. And you wouldn't even enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself with some of your things, with some of your stuff. Enjoy yourself. Do some things that you want to do. Oh, glory to God. I'm telling you, I believe that God has kept me. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been in some places that I can't even tell you today other than it was God. That I don't know how I got there. And the only way I can say I got out was God. But I believe that I survived because number one, I was honest with God. Number two, when I had it, I gave it. That's a fact. When I had it, I gave it. So I was a giver. I had planted seeds. I had did things for people. And so God will cause that to come back to you. God will cause that to come back to you. But if nothing never goes out of your hand, how can something come back in? Come on, y'all. I'm talking to people who have things in your head that you want to do and you can't get it up off the ground. You got to check out. Sometimes it's us. If you want God to give you that promotion where you can make them six figures or where you can get another $50,000 raise and you won't even help nobody with the $50,000 you making $50,000 or $40,000 now and you don't help nobody now, why should he give you a six-figure job? Why should he give you up to $100,000 and you don't help nobody now? Come on. Why should he give you a multi-million-dollar business and you don't help nobody now? Come on. That's something to think about. That's something to think about. I'm telling you. This all has to do with the journey. Because I'm talking to the people tonight who want to do better. Oh God, they are people that could just write peanut butter. Y'all know that's my dummy name. My dummy name, peanut butter and jelly. So nobody won't say I'm talking about it. Somebody could write peanut butter a check that night for $50,000 and it won't even dent their bank account. But they say, I ain't doing that. I ain't giving them nothing. They did nothing for me. But see, he did something for you. He did something for you. So he bless you. Who are you going to bless? That's right. Alvern, a closed hand can't receive anything. A closed hand can't receive anything. Nothing goes out. Nothing comes in. And that's something for all of us to think about. It's not how much you give. It's not what you give, but you got to give it in the right attitude because even, hey, Angie, thank you for joining. Even if you write that $50,000 check, if you give it with the wrong motive, it's still not going to benefit you. You got to do things with the right motive. See, we can fool people. We can fool people. We can fool the ones we be around. But see, God knows every he knows the reason we do anything that we do. We can't fool him. We can fool people. We can fool people. Hey, Devontae, how you doing? Good to see you over there in Texas. But God knows everything. He know everything. We can't fool him. So learn it. You know what? I challenge you. And I'm not talking about Loretta Coleman Ministries either. But if you want to give, you can give. But I'm not talking about me. But I challenge you to do something. Don't tell nobody you did it. Tell God. Say, God, I'm gonna sow this seed into this person. And you watch, just take note of how some things come together. And like I said, it might not be money back. It may be protection. You may be at a red light and this car may come this close to running into you. That's a blessing. Everything is not going to be monetary. Everything is not going to be monetary. Sometimes people might give you some clothes. Sometimes people may buy you lunch. Sometimes you may be at the drive-thru one, and the person in front of you may buy your lunch. It's the simple things. But when the blesser blesses you, who do you bless? And we ain't talking about no family either. We're talking about somebody else. We're not talking about family. We're not talking about children. We're not talking about best friends. We're not talking about those that can help you. Who do you go the extra mile for? Lord, this is good to me. This is helping me. I'm telling you, it's helping me. It's helping me. But I'm just saying that on this journey, these are things that you will learn. And I'm sharing stuff with you. So when you start out, you won't be disappointed. Because you will be disappointed when you step out to do things. Because you'll find out that everybody that said that they were with you is not really with you. They'll be with you when you broke. But when you get that promotion, they're going to say, oh, she thinks she's something. Now she changed. You the same person, but that's what's in their head. Come on now, somebody. Come on. I'm glad it's helping you too, sister. I'm telling you, that's what they'll say. And God blesses you with a new car. Oh, she different now that she got that new car. No, she's not different. You think she different. She's the same person, but that's how we get when God blesses us. But on this journey called life, oh, glory to God. Oh, hallelujah, Jesus. You're going to have to learn how to stand tall. And you're going to have to learn how to be disappointed. You're going to have to learn how to take the bumps and the bruises. You're going to have to learn all of that. You're going to have to learn, because see, when God start elevating you, everybody ain't going to understand where you're going. They're not going to understand where you're going. And they're not going to want you to go. And they're going to start lying on you. And they're going to start saying this about you. And it's going to hurt your feelings. But whatever you do, don't you quit. My pastor told me that years ago. He said, when I started my nonprofit in 1997, he wrote me a letter. And he said, as you embarked on this journey, I still got that letter. He said, you're going to have darts thrown at you. Your name going to be scandalized. He said, all kind of lies. He said, but whatever you do, Loretta, don't you quit. He said, because it comes with the territory. And I couldn't understand that. He said, whatever you do, he said, you're going to want to quit, but don't you quit. And God will see you through it. And he ain't never lied about that. And there were times I wanted to say, forget it. This ain't worth it to me. This is not worth me being frustrated. And I'm telling you, I'm just being real. And then, but then you can't quit when God told you to do something. But it don't mean you don't want to. But see, when you have people that don't understand vision, purpose, and ministry, you don't need to talk to them about no idea. They don't understand vision, they don't understand purpose, and they don't understand ministry. You don't need to talk to that person. You don't need to talk to that person. It's just like, and all of us have seen homeless people. And it's just like we go fast food or somewhere to a store and they say, can I have $1? Pull out, you give them $1. Somebody with you, oh, you gave them $1. They ain't going to do nothing but go and buy a beer. They ain't gonna do nothing but go and buy some wine. Well, if they go and buy beer, if they go and buy wine, I gave it for the right reason. I gave it. God will bless me for the reason I gave it. See, what we try to do is live in people's pocketbooks, and we try to tell people what we should do, what we shouldn't do, and all of that kind of stuff. When I was in the ditch of life, the people that talked about me the most, they didn't help me. The people that talked about me when I was in the ditch, they didn't help me out of the ditch, but they talked about me. So you talked about me being in the ditch, but you didn't help me get out of the ditch. So that's why I use my going through, I use my trials, I use my tribulation to tell people when you're in the ditch, it's only a select few that will help you. And you don't turn to your left and you don't turn to your right and look at them people. You look up to God and say, God, I need help. And He'll send you help. But most of the time, it's not going to be the people that you think it is. It's not going to be those people. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, God. But, Lord, you win the lottery. You're going to have cousins and best friends and people that you know that you ain't even know you had in your life. You're going to have all them people. You some kind of way, somebody leave you an inheritance or something, and they find out about, oh, you going to say, oh, you know you was my favorite cousin. Oh, you know you were my favorite coworker. No, I'm not. You just telling me that because you want some money. That's how they do. But that's why you got to be careful how you treat people. Broke today, a millionaire tomorrow. Broke tonight can be a millionaire tonight if you scratch off the right ticket. You got to be careful how you treat people. You got to be careful how you frown up on people. You got to be careful the things you say about people, because you might have to eat those same words again. You might have to eat those same words again, Miss Virginia. I'm telling you. And so a lot of times they don't know we know that they talking about us. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes I'll be wanting to let people know I know what you're saying. Now you talking about me, but you sent somebody for me to help. So if my ministry is doing nothing, why you send them to me? But may the work I've done speak for me. May the work I've done speak for me. And that's why I told my son, when I leave here, I don't want no remarks. I don't want nobody getting up there talking about me. May the work I've done speak for me. Don't get up there. Don't let nobody get up there talking about me. And Sister Coleman with this and Sister Coleman with that, when all you did was talk about me. No, I don't want none of that. I ain't going nowhere. Don't think I'm getting ready to die, because God he ain't finished with me yet. So I'm just saying, somebody deceased. Everybody wants to be on the program. And I know somebody gonna get mad now, but everybody, oh, they were my friend. What did you do for them when they were sick? When they was laying in there sick for 6 months, did you even call and see how they were doing? Did you even send them a card? But then you want to get up there and profile in front of the people like you were so close. Did you take them a can of soup? We got it wrong, y'all. We need to check our motives and stuff. We need to check why we do stuff and stop stop listening to negative people. If God speak to your heart to help somebody, don't tell your friend, because your friend gonna say, I wouldn't give them nothing. Oh, they gonna do it. I'm telling you. I wouldn't give them nothing. Look at what they wear. Look at how they dress. A ministry ain't got nothing to do with how a person dress. And I tell it just about every time I come on Facebook. Everybody say, Miss Virginia, thank you so much, Miss Martin. I mean, they say, oh, you have the prettiest hats on Sunday. You have the prettiest clothes. I do. I really do. But I am one thrift shopper. You hear me? I don't be in no Dillard's and Macy's and stuff like that, and no belts. Thrift shop, $13 dresses. See, I'm telling you how people talk and they judge and they try to sum people up. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. We talk too much. We talk that stuff that we don't know. Yes, I can thrift shop. When I first started out, I didn't know how to do it. but I caught on to it, and I know how to hit that number right when they be on live on Facebook and something. That's good stuff. It's stuff that come out of Belts, Dillard's, and Macy's and Old Navy and stuff. It just didn't pass inspection. But see, unless you are a seamstress, you don't even know that. You don't. Nobody can't look at you and see. But yeah, I plenty of dead people clothes I wear. Cause people, the lady asked me in church. She said I was sitting for this lady, and she was heavy set like you, and she got plenty of clothes. Do you want them? I said, bring them on to me. That's a blessing to me. But see, then you got the people on the right side that's saying, yeah, she always asking money for her ministry, and she goes something new. First of all, my ministry is my ministry. It got nothing to do with what I wear. Second of all, you don't know how people get their clothes. Yeah, I'm gonna wear all the hand-me-downs I can get. I ain't too good to wear them. We do talk too much. We do. We talk too much, and we talk that we don't know. We talk that we don't know. But guess what? Hey, my Rosie, how you doing? But we gonna have to eat them words, them same words we spit out on people. We think people don't know what we're saying. We're gonna have to get and count on words. That blessing that you hindered somebody from giving to somebody, you're gonna be accountable for that. You're gonna be accountable for that. I tell you, this journey called life is something, but you can make it through. But they, just like I said at the beginning, a couple of things you got to do. You got to stay focused. You got to have the right motive, and you got to get rid of them negative people in your ear. I don't care. You can be best friends for 40 years. If they negative and always put negative stuff, you don't have to just stop talking to them. But when they go to start talking about something or somebody, you just say, golly, God is so good to me. Just start talking about Lord. They're going to tell you they got to go. They're going to say, I got to go. They're going to say, I got to go. And the more people talk, the more God bless us. That's right. There's a way to get out of, because I used to have this girl. Every time she called me, it was somebody. It was somebody. It was never her. So I stopped answering the phone. So she said, she would text me. She said, you busy? I said, no, but I really don't feel like talking, because I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want nothing to contaminate my mind. I got enough to deal with 24 hours a day. I got enough stuff going on where I don't need to listen to nothing negative, nothing about nobody. If you can't help them, then don't try to stop them. And we try to block people. The more people, oh yeah, I read that. I'm telling you, we got to get it together. And I'm telling you, some of the things, some of y'all are disobedient to God in your giving. Now listen to me. I ain't no phony. And I say this in the presence of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. But some of y'all dreams and vision are held up because of your giving. God wants to bless you. He wants to bless you. But he can't give you what you want when you ain't even blessing nobody with what you got. It's not the size of the gift. It's the matter of the heart that you give it in. I'm telling you. Why? He said, if you be faithful over a few things, I will make you ruler over many. So you ain't faithful over those few things. So why should he make you ruler over many? If you ain't blessing nobody with your few things, why should he give you great things? Oh, come on, Loretta Coleman. Come on. You have to ask yourself that. You say, somebody. Oh, God. When I used to, now I just pin my Cash App up on my comment box. But used to, when I got ready to go off, I would say, well, I'm just telling you how people hurt you, how they hurt your feelings. I used to say my cat, where that name, Rochelle name is, I used to have put up there, if you would like to make a donation to Loretta Coleman Ministries, here's Cash App. Oh, that she begging for money? Well, that ain't begging. That's not begging. You have not because you ask not. And then if you think a begging is when you every time you see them, every time you see that person, they're begging for something. Every time, give me, give me, give me. That's begging. That's begging. When you ask for a new job, is that begging? When you ask God for a blessing, is that begging? Ah, come on, Loretta Coleman here. I'm trying to tell you, that's just how it is. Good night. I'm getting ready to get off too. Yeah, it's been real. I'm just telling you, that's how people is, Miss Virginia. That's how it is. But anyway, it's been good. But remember this: if you don't remember nothing else, everybody can't go on a journey with you. Because everybody's not for you, and everybody's not happy for you. Trust God, number one. Let God be your focus. Let God be your focus. Do things with the right motive, because God know the real motive. God know the real motive. He know what's in the heart. And if you got to give and talk about it, keep it. Keep it. Because that God is not happy with that. If you got to talk about what you do to help somebody, keep it. God love a cheerful giver. We'll be back Monday night. Everybody have a great one. We love y'all. You pray for me, I pray for you, and we're going to watch God change things. Hallelujah, Jesus.